The reviews for this show have already just been like insanely good. Like I think at Rotten Tomatoes at one point it was at 97%, which is just that's really really high. So yeah, let's talk about the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about the possibility that Kathleen Kennedy might actually be leaving in August. No, yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up and shaved off my goatee. How do you do that? Well, you don't pay attention to what the guard is set at. So let's just get over that, shall we? Now, Andor season 1 was amazing. In fact, it was so amazing I had to buy it in 4K. I had to buy it on disc. And you might say, "Well, Rob, don't you have a Disney Plus subscription? Can't you just watch it there?" Sure, yes, but I wanted to show my support because I love Star Wars and I loved Andor. I thought that first season was just insanely good. For somebody who wasn't that big of a fan of Rogue One and wasn't that big of a fan of Cassian Andor as a character, how could a series basically, circling this character, how could this be good? It was awesome. I love it and I wanted to see more. Now, if you weren't aware of the release schedule for Andor, each 3 episode block takes a year, right? It basically is the 4 years prior to Rogue One happening. So this was the first one, and then next week there will be 3 more episodes. Then the following week 3 more, and then 3 more to finish. So we've only got 3 weeks to go, but it's almost like, I mean, as far as screen time, it's almost like we're getting 3 more Star Wars movies, at least by runtime, in the next 3 weeks. That's kind of fun. I've said before that it's kind of like a three-legged table, right? And it's like there's the technical side, there's the characters, and there's the story, right? And it's like if any of those 3 things don't work, then the table's going to fall over and it falls apart, right? Well, for me, technically this show is ridiculously good. Like you can see the money up on screen. It looks fantastic. And I'm talking about the cinematography, the costume design, the set design, the score, the direction. One of the things that I read Tony Gilroy said was that if you film in the volume, you have to work backwards because you've got to plan all of your shots before you get there, and there's not a whole lot of room for spontaneity. There's issues with filming on the volume, right? Which is that basically that area where the screens surround everything, and as you move the camera, the background changes and everything. It's a great tool. It is a great tool, especially during the pandemic. It was an amazing tool because it allowed them to go ahead and film in situations where you couldn't always travel, you can all that. But here's the thing. There's nothing can replace being there on a set in the real world, with reality all around you. It feels so much more real. And these sets, they're so beautiful. And again, everything is just top notch. The acting is great. Like everyone does a great job, I think. I mean, there's no one that sticks out as being like a weak link. Everybody is great. I mean, of course, you've got Diego Luna, if you've got Stellan Skarsgård, you've got Genevieve O'Reilly. All of them are amazing, and they're incredibly fun to watch. But really, what it comes down to, at least in these first 3 episodes, is that it's a little, it's a little slow. I'm just gonna say it. It's a little slow, and I'm one of those people that I'm very, very patient when I'm watching a show, a movie, anything like that. Very, very patient. This felt long. It felt long, and it's probably because it was like they were explaining things before they got to the actual point, and sometimes these things would take a very, very long time to explain, and then you get to the point where you're like, "Oh, I see what they're doing." That there's a reason for that, and that's just one of those things that's kind of a bummer, when you're watching a show. There are some really great scenes though. I mean, just even when no action is really taking place and it's really just 2 actors, you know, basically bouncing off each other. It's great. It's really really fun to watch. It's just I wonder how engaging is it for, the average person. I don't know. I mean, you have to understand. I'm a guy I've loved Star Wars all my life, right? I feel like I came online, like I woke up and started having a consciousness in 1980 when I saw the probe droids coming out of the Star Destroyer in Empire Strikes Back. So it's like my whole life has been Star Wars has been there. It's been present my whole life. And yeah, I've thought about what the Imperial Senate and things how things would work. I'm interested in the way that the ISB, right? The Imperial Security Bureau, I'm I'm interested in the way that that works. I'm interested in the way that a rebellion forms. All of those things are interesting. I just I feel like there was a little bit of treading water in these first 3 episodes. I was a little lost at times. This is a dense show. So I just don't know. And there's not a whole lot of Star Warsy kind of action in it. I mean there is, of course. It starts off with a bang and then really really ends with a bang too. But I just don't know. I don't know if people are they as patient as I am? I mean, like I look at this and I go, yeah, it's good. It's a little slow, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm really excited to see what happens in the next few weeks. I think it's going to be really fun to watch. But what does everybody else think? So the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2, did you watch it? What did you think of it? Again, I didn't go into any detail really. I just basically talked about if the show was good or not. And so far, I think it's good. It's a little slow. I wish it was a little. I wish it was a little paced a little better. And I like the story. I just it's very dense, and I'm curious to see where everything's going to happen. But I'd love to hear from you. You let me know what you're thinking, and we'll talk about it. And I don't want to end this video without thanking Ninjinzu Games and Rufus the Red and Staffaux, my level 2 channel members. Thank you so much for the support, and of course from the level 1 channel members, thank you for your support as well. I mean, it's a fun thing that we got going over here, and it's I mean, we got to start picking the next movie. So that's probably going to happen in the next week. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.